Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play a Paint Alive. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday evening. Been a little bit since we've done a live stream, but we are doing a live stream. So we are going to. Why won't it let me change the title of this? So once again, liars. I go to live control room and then it just doesn't let me uh, change my stream name. So it's checking my stream health right now. Um, Dude, YouTube features is bad times. We're gonna call this painting Corvus Belli Infinity models. And I'm gonna take that out, and there's gonna be no description. We're just doing the damn thing. I'm gonna go to events. Oh, wait. I'm gonna stay on this page until it's done. Looks like it did save that, and now we can go. Now we can go over to there and watch here. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday night. We are going to be painting this. This is not technically not an Infinity commission. It's technically not even an RSDA commission. This is just a commission, and this is more for D&D than anything else, believe it or not. And there's 5 miniatures, and I prepped them up. You can see here, this dude he's rocking the white. Look at that. He is rocking the white. Um, and we're going to do some custom schemes on some. The other ones the client wanted close to the box art, which makes me a little bit sad. But we're gonna do what we can. I will work on, for example, like this one is going to be a little bit closer to box art, even though she has pink hair as opposed to white hair. But we'll see that in a minute there. It looks like my camera froze for a second. But that's her. She's part of this. And then there's like 3 Musashi models. There's this model here. This is the standard pose. And he wants that one to look like the box art. So that will be a thing. And then the ones that have to copy the box art are going to be slower. So I don't really feel like working on those tonight. This one's also going to be like box art, but I started the white. Can you tell the difference between, so the top part of this model is just the prime, and you can see I started the face and that kind of thing. But look at the bottom part. See that white? Ain't that sharp? That is sharp, and I used it here. Okay, this is one of my white formulas, and I've been working on this lately, and I'm digging it, man. I'm digging the white formula. I can teach you how to do it. It's really not difficult, but for the casual painters, it's a few more steps than you're used to. But I think it gives you this really cool, like stark white appearance here. I'm gonna look at basically what the customer wanted for this. So let's see. So he wants a scheme that's like this. Whoa, a scheme like that. So it's gonna be. You can see it's mostly white. There's gonna be some black flames on the bottom. I'm not sure how much of this freehand I'll do down there. And then a red, just basically a bright red blade. I'll do both blades in red. So there's that. So we'll work on that. And we're also going to work on this Oyori pilot. See, I like it when we're off script. But the Oyori pilot is going to be like Iron Man. So he wanted an Iron Man type scheme for the Oyori pilot. So you can see I've already blocked in yellow, and then I can do red over this, like as a red, like a special red scheme here. I left the boob window open. I did cover up a lot of the skin parts in yellow. I think it's because, some people find that offensive. I don't know. They get scared. People are so afraid of just the female body these days. Unless it's like um, non-conventionally attractive, right? If it's like a bigger lady, then they're like, "Oh, you're so progressive. It's a bigger lady. Oh, positivity." And you can be as lewd as you want, which is a little terrifying. But in this case, if it's a slim or a fit woman, then it's like, clutch the pearls. Don't look at that. But anyway, so we covered her up, right? So as to not offend the men. Not so as to not offend the dudes. This is very much like the. I don't want to get too into the political garbage. I hate it. But if you remember that prom story from a couple of years ago when the dads were offended by a 16-year-old who went to a prom and she was too attractive and she made them. There's like a Christian school and she made them think lustful thoughts. So the dads had her removed from the dance. How awful is that? Oh, she's too attractive. So it swings both ways, folks. It happens to both people. I'm also, we're going to block in this red here, and might draw the camera in a little bit tighter because she's a little far away. So let's draw this in. So pardon my coarse adjust, like that, right? So let's get her in a little bit tighter. See if I can fix the lighting here. Get the lighting. No, I don't want to restart. Okay, get a little bit more lighting here. There we go. And I'm gonna test drive one of these Abtalung 502s. We're working with number 2 today. So instead of my usual 8404 Raphael, we're going to be rocking one of these Abtalung 502s tonight. We'll see if we like it, if it's good. These are good economy Kalinsky. They're Marta Kalinsky sable. They're not your standard Kalinsky sable. I'm also going to change my. We're going all new. I'm going to change my painting rag to a newer rag because this one's getting all encrusted with paint and whatnot. So we'll do that. We'll do this, and we're going to start here with. Ooh, I think this is about comfort zone where I want to be painting. Okay, so we'll start here with Ms. Tony Stark, and we're going to go right in with the red. So we're going in with some Blood Angels red. There's Flesh Tears red. Where is my Blood Angels red? I mean, this is a Blood Angels red, but I thought I had a more full one. And it might sound like I'm being picky. Like why would I have to have the more full bottle? It's because the contrast paints work better when they're full. You'll never get the full value of a bottle. Like that's a nearly empty bottle. In fact, I'm going to throw out a bunch of these. It's just taking up space on my painting desk. And there's no reason to have any of this stuff anymore. Oh, sorry. So I'm going to chuck a bunch of this in the trash. Oh, that's a good one. Here's a good Blood Angels red. I'm going to throw out this old Blood Angels red. Because the paints, those GW pots, start acting like jerks after a while. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so we're ready to rock. Blood Angels red, going over Iandin yellow. Iandin yellow obviously is going to be like the normal parts for the Iron Man theme. Like that part's going to remain yellow. This main body part will be red. There will be a center yellow piece in there, and then a center, I'm even do like a center blue piece, which is like a dead giveaway that we've basically just stolen the Iron Man thing here. So I'm trying to look at that tip, pretty good. So I'm going to get this wet, get the conditioner off of it. That's pretty good, right? Pretty good. This is like a Winsor Newton size 1, but this is a size 2 in the Abtalung. But this is going to behave, and I'm going to paint like it's a size 1, really. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we know this part here is going to be red. This whole thing here. There's a gun on this model, unfortunately. I don't want to draw too much attention to it because this is gonna, these models, like I said, are being used for a D&D campaign that is set in feudal Japan. So I do not want to get too into like highlighting the sci-fi elements of the model. That said, the client did say they wanted Iron Man, so we are going to paint this more like Iron Man. Okay. This centerpiece here, that centerpiece right below the boobs is going to be a blue color to represent the, you know, that center ion thing. I forget the Iron Man terminology for that, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, his main thing that keeps him alive, basically, his pacemaker, his super sci-fi pacemaker. So all of this will be red. And then the tricky part is going to be highlighting and lighting the red and the yellow here to really give it more of like an Iron Man type of look. Okay. Right. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. Tonight we're working on Iron Man. So Iron Man kind of has, he's red, he has red shoulders, and then this center part of the arm is going to be yellow, and then his gloves are going to be red. So we're going to do something similar here with her. She also has these goggles, and those goggles are going to be red on the outside and yellow in the center. Okay, but color blocking this model is going to be a little bit tedious just because it's the Iron Man scheme. So, and then the back, pretty much all of this is going to be red. So we'll lay it on a little heavier here on the back. Right, kind of get a more intense red coloration going there. But yeah, this is the general idea. Make her look like Iron Man. I think it's a great scheme, especially for a samurai, and it's still a little bit of a wink to the sci-fi nature of this model without giving away too much, if you know what I mean. Without still letting you look at this model like a fantasy model. But it's really a sci-fi model. I'm actually going to go ahead and cover this up. This detail here. And will really just sell the Iron Man look here. It's already starting to look like Iron Man. Lighting this is going to be tricky. I haven't figured that out exactly what I'm doing there yet. And I don't know if he wants sci-fi looking swords or classic looking swords. So I'm going to have to shoot him a text as well and get that information. I would think regular looking swords, but we are going with a red sword on that other dude, so make what you will of that. Yeah, so and then her gloves here will be red. Again, we're just doing more Iron Man things here. So that'll be red. Center of the arm there will be yellow. And then I guess I'm just gonna copy onto the shoulder pad. Or should I leave that yellow and just do the armband there that's in the middle of the pattern? Should that be red? I guess that can be red because Iron Man there is a mark suit of Iron Man that is where the shoulders are yellow. So if I just do this, should be pretty good. Right? It's definitely looking like Iron Man though. So we'll keep blocking this red. And then yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and let me know. But I can already tell, like, this is the fun part of the commission, so I would usually save this to last, but I'm just right now I'm not feeling like doing a bunch of tedious, like, paint a color and then look back at the thing and paint a color and look back at the thing. I don't really want to do that right now. I really like those clients that give me a little more creative freedom, but those are the ones that like I have to build rapport with, that trust me. After a while they're like, like Nelson has watched me just go off script on some of his models and he's like, oh, I like your version better. So he'll let me do stuff like that. But this is a new client, so I still have to establish that trust. All right, so also with Iron Man, this is the center like that. Do this. And then like the entire boots tend to be red. So there's this. Make sure I've got that right. So it goes like that. And then you have I might as well. Let's block that in solid there at the bottom. He also was wavering between blonde hair and white hair. I told him the white hair would stand out better, but she should actually have dark hair. She should have Tony Stark hair. If we're doing the Iron Man homage, we should just go all in on that homage, right? It's my thinking. Just go all in and go dark hair like Tony Stark. Well, let me know if you think differently. Because it's okay to think differently. It's okay to think differently. You can just be wrong. I'm kidding. Gosh. All right. So this whole landing here with the knee should also be red. And then we'll do the heels and the shoes also red. So we'll do this whole knee pad here red like that. In fact, maybe to really make her look like Iron Man, just do the whole bottom leg red, right? Leave this part yellow, but do everything below that red. and really kind of sell the Iron Man part of this. And there we go. We've done it. I'm going that way. I'm just going for it. I know there's good detail in here. We're gonna pick some of it out, but I want the overall. I really want there to be no mistake that, like, hey, this is an Iron Man homage. So if you do not, if you look at this model and you don't and think of Iron Man, then I've painted this poorly, or I've selected the color scheme wrong, or you're effing nuts and you need to get yourself checked. Because that looks like Iron Man. That certainly looks like Iron Man to me. That's all I'm saying. Right? That definitely looks like Iron Man to me. I guess this... Yeah, that holster is annoying. I don't know what to do there. I guess this would be red. I guess we're just going to do that part red. Right? So it has some continuity with the rest of the outfit. I don't know, like that, right? And we pretend there isn't a gun in there. I guess that would be a contender in the Infinity Universe. He's a contender. Something like that. But yeah, you can see now with the color coming in, the color blocking coming in. I think you have to be nuts not to see Iron Man out of this. Or living under a rock or something. Like, what else would you see here? Does that not look like just smack of an Iron Man looking color scheme? It certainly looks like Iron Man to me. Yeah, that's cool. That is very cool in my opinion. We'll also do, since this is the scabbard, we'll do this. Right. And I guess the other scabbard should also be red. So more Iron Man. Okay. Very cool. Okay. Okay. And last but not least, I want to I'm going to put a little bit of red here in the headband. So it's like, oh, even that could be mistaken for Iron Man's mask on her head. So the band part will be red, the goggle part will be yellow, and then I may do like blue inserts for the goggles. But yeah. Nice, nice, nice. All right, pretty stoked on that. Pretty good color block from where I'm standing. Okay, so let's go to this dude. He's just gonna have red blades. This dude, believe it or not, is much closer to being done than she is. Because his scheme is just white and then red, and then we're gonna do some freehand on this. Right, we'll do some freehand on his samurai robes. And we'll see how this treats us. This is going to be quite fun though. See that? Okay. Rinse that out real good. Draw that back into that nice little sharp tip there. It's got a tiny little fray in it, which you can't really tell. And it's a good belly. Dude, Tony, these are cool. Okay. Stop and get a little green tea. And we'll do some freehand. Woo! Do not like doing freehand, but we got to do it, right? So we're going to take black gray, and I'm going to make a very, very thin paint out of it, such that all I have to do is use the tip of my brush to really get at the detail. I guess I could switch to the number 1, but let's stress test this, dude. Let's do the number 2 here. All right. We're going to stress test this bad boy. We're going to do the number 2. And these MIG brushes are not nearly as good. So this is gonna, that one is just gonna, I'm not sure what, that's probably just gonna end up being a loner brush. It's only like $1 cheaper. Like if you're at CQ, buy the, spring for the white brushes. White brushes are way better than the red ones. Okay. All right. So it looks like there's like a black, I think I need actually slightly more water, just a little bit. There we go. A little bit more water. Still looking a little dry. I really want this to flow off the brush. So I'm really gonna make sure I have good liquid product here. All right, cool. All right. Got my Guildball team talking it up in chat. We gotta get good. We gotta get good. Okay, this is gonna be slightly annoying, but let's do this. Right? Straight line across. We're gonna follow the line of the model. Straight line. And this line is going to be straight relative to the cloak. And it's not so bad, right? As long as you can keep a nice sharp tip like that, the line itself isn't going to be too bad. Oops. And again, I should be tapping this very lightly and to get paint to flow off the brush. Should not have to be a big deal to get paint off this brush. But we'll do that, right? So now you've got a tiny little line running along the bottom on both sides of this robe here. What I don't like is that I think if I do too much freehand here, it will take away the effect of the white, which I think is absolutely just gorgeous on this model. So I don't want to just take my white away. Right? But I'll do just enough freehand for it to look awesome, really. That's all I want. I don't know if I'm going to do much other freehand on this. I might do a ring. I think a ring is going to be very hard to do. Around the hat, it's going to be very hard to do. I'll try though. I think I need to thin this down even more. All right. So this is a little bit nuts. Right, because we're going to draw this line all the way around the hat. See how it's much easier to draw a straight line than it is to draw a circular line? So it's not looking very even. So it's kind of a bummer. This isn't quite working. I will say though that this ABT, man, is doing what it can to keep my line super sharp. So that's good. That's the positive to come out of this, but negatives, I think I might have just ruined the hat here. Just doesn't look round enough. It's not perfectly circular enough. So I'll thicken up the line. Right, thickening up the line will help correct for some of that visually. But yeah, my freehand sucks. But look at the control I've got with this ABT. This thing is sick. Look at that control. That is, you know, definitely not the most circular line, but it's okay. I mean, it's okay. Let's look at, so now let's do the bottom pattern of this. I think it's a little busy, but we'll draw in little diagonal lines here, right? Just so, you know, it looks like there's a neat little pattern below. We'll do like a Charlie Brown type pattern. I like this ABT. So even if this doesn't last for very long, I'm gonna rock these twos all the time. I'm just gonna buy, you know, as the tip goes bad, it's a $7 brush. So I'll just buy a new brush as I need it. But yeah, that's pretty fire right there. The fact that I could do that. Me being one of the worst freehand painters that I know, I can still get a decent I can get a half decent pattern out of that. So now let's just do some lines here. Right? Again, just selling this idea that there is a pattern at the bottom of this thing. Let's see how this is one solid piece. So now you can see the pattern a lot better. There we go. And then I'll continue it here. And here. There we go. Okay, so now the next part of this is, I guess we do the swords, which will be black. So we'll do black hilts. Oh geez, and even paint the bottom of this sword red. I'm gonna have to do that. In fact, maybe I just do that right now before I forget. So neato. Problem with me lately is I've been under quoting my clients, and I told this guy, like, I don't do freehand really. Don't ask me to do freehand. And he asked me to do freehand, and I didn't really charge him much at all for these. So mainly because, I mean, to me they're gonna be fun. All right, so yeah, you get that pattern there, you get that pattern there. So it looks like here is where you're gonna get the, well, I guess you do the flames here. Yeah. Or do I just do the flames there? Because for sure you would do flames here. That makes sense. So let's just do some flames. So again, start off real skinny with the line. Draw them. Okay. Yeah, maybe it is just on the back of these. Maybe it's just on the back of these. Right? I don't know. Like that. Who are you? You're the one who... My name is Musashi. What's up, Nelson? All right, so then let's do one that's kind of coming off this way. So these flame patterns are not 100% regular on the miniature. Then we'll See, I think the flames take away from the really, really cool white going on with this miniature, but I don't know. It's good, just maybe just keep it back here. My name is Musashi Horchata. What's up, dude? Look at that. Okay, there. So I don't want to do them up here. I think it's too much. I guess I could. It it's just gonna. I think it just takes away too much, but I probably should actually. Let's do a black stripe there to just kind of, break up some of this white up top. Because you can see the way the model folds and stuff. It's too there's a lot of opportunity for black and like dark break at the bottom, but at the top of the model there's not nearly as much. So I'm just gonna add some darker level detail up here just to kind of visually help you break up the model more. But I'm really liking this white scheme. I could go like this and just paint a black stripe right here, right? Just to further break up the model. I think that's fine. And then I could also do these scabbards black. So let's go ahead and do that, right? We'll do the scabbards black. Nelson, we should be able to get together this week if you want to get more Mythic Battle stuff painted up. As I finished that really, really annoying commission that shall not be named on this program. And this is the other commission I have going on right now. And this one, it's going to be a little more intricate because there are specific designs. Looks like Storm Shadows with dual wield God tier red lights. Does, doesn't it? What would you call him? We'll call him Darth Asian. Darth Asian. Maybe I just make this thicker. Yeah, looks like if I really want this line to work up here, I just make it thicker. Let's just do that. Let's just make it thicker. Straight lines are one thing, but perfectly circular lines suck. They really, really suck for freehand. There's no really great way to do this. So we're just gonna do that. Trying to get this center circle looking somewhat round. It's not bad. We can see the mode of correction is to thicken up the line. But if you thicken up the line too much, you just lose it. Whoa. Okay. pretty much just did right there. Oh gosh. It was 25 models, sir. 25 models. And everybody's hype as F over that. I mean, we'll talk about it here on the feed because I don't care. But because it is kind of a rant, you know, why painting GW, the GW painting experience, in my opinion, is the worst painting experience in miniature gaming. It is by far the worst. It's not fun. It's not even like rewarding. It's super boring. And then the funniest part is, right, you spend all this time painting up, each one of those little trooper models to a super high standard. You show up to play your GW game. The dickhead across the table from you decides to field all flyers. Unpainted gray shit comes flying at you, and he destroys your really finely painted tactical squad with one round of shooting. Good job, GW. That's the spirit. How do these flames look on this thing? Uh-oh. Something fell. Oh, it was something I don't give a shit about. Good. Well, that's good. Yeah, flames are just kind of random. Okay. I don't. I think it takes away too much. I really like this effect here. I don't want. I just want to leave it like that. I don't want the flames up here. With the way the folds are so nice to look at. Why would we do that? I don't. All right. Here's what we'll do. We'll do the flames smaller on here. So you still get the effect of the fold. And I'll just do little tiny little flames. Right? There we go. I still think it's kind of a waste. Waste of good painting. Like, look at that. That flame right there just hit a shadow, and now it looks like a huge mistake. Man. Freehand. There. Yeah, I think it looks dumb. Do not like this now. It was looking so cool before. This looks dumb. As we lost all that really cool effect that we just gained. Boo. And now it looks brr. I guess it looks okay. You can still see some cool effects on here. But according to the Pixie Scent, it looks. Thank you. I guess I'll accept the compliment, but this shit looks really stupid to me. Their aesthetic looks really stupid. Like, I get that it's the 41st millennium and everything, but why is everyone wearing a freaking church? Like, they're wearing a church. It's not armor. Their heads. Have you ever seen people cosplay like actual Space Marines and Sisters of Battle and all that stuff? Their heads are tiny and the suits are gigantic. The suits are like, 8-foot tall suits, as they should be. But um but yeah, it just looks bad. It And how are you supposed to fight in that? Honestly, how are you supposed to fight in those suits with the shoulder pads where you can't see, you cannot look more than 10 degrees to the right or left? You're wearing this stupid like factory grade ornate level shit. Why does there all if it's such a grim dark future, why does everything look factory fresh when they paint it? And why is there all this like really fancy um filigree and there's all this ornate shit on the armor and the bolters and the backpacks? Like you're a dick, man. Why who fights a war like that? Oh, hold on. I want to do 6 months of filigree on my sword before we fight. Who who does that? Who does that? That shit is terrible. It's stupid. I get like oh, and some of the poses on there are like chicks are like falling forward. They're like, oh, I have a chain sword and I'm falling forward. And we haven't even gotten to the whole, you know, female representation. We haven't gotten to that part, which is probably, in my opinion, the most insidious part about this whole thing, right? In my opinion, it's the most insidious part. Is like they're trying to say this is female empowerment, this is female representation in our grimdark, you know, universe. Yeah, bullshit. Um, you have your female representation is a bunch of sexually repressed, uh, basically all clones. There's no choice in the matter of being a sister of battle. They're all forcibly chastened. Um, they live the life as nuns, and you only have two horrible extremes for representation of women. You have the locked up nun trope, but they have guns, bro. You have the locked up nun trope on one side, and then you have the repentia, which are, S&M, like, oh, she thought sinful thoughts, and now it's like this bondage slash body horror going on. Like, really, that's gonna get that. You wonder why that's your female representation in your stupid universe. That's gonna get girls to play. Bullshit, dude. Bullshit. That's horrible, right? You want to be like female representation with that, or you want to rock some shit like this, right? She's here's someone who can be powerful and feminine at the same time, who's in control of her own shit, who's not wearing a freaking church to fight with. Her armor makes sense. What? No, the female representation is the battle. Really? Really? Compared to this? Fucking idiots. What the hell, man? Like that? Look at this. Here's an example. Here's an example of a female wearing armor and shooting guns. And look, she's actually all covered up. And her armor makes sense. And her guns are actually, she can actually wield her guns. She's in a good position. She still has feminine traits about her. She doesn't look like all of those girls with the little page boys. They all look like Martina Navratilova. Why do they all have to look like Martina Navratilova? In fact, why is everything in the 40K universe just these nameless, soulless pieces? I don't understand why that's even remotely entertaining to paint. Whereas I'm painting Musashi here, and I can give him all the character I want. Right? I can do wild shit like this and say, dude, he's just gonna be black and white. He's gonna have these red ass swords. That's it. That's all I gotta do. All I gotta do, yo. You know what? That's gonna be the representation. No, that's not good representation. You freaking idiots. It does not that does not do anything for anyone. And then you start talking female space. You need to have female space. No, no. Your game is dumb. You're bad. Go away. You okay? It's not entertaining. You know, it's one of the funniest things to hear. Like me and Yvonne get in a room and we start talking about this, and it's just back and forth, and this shit is hilarious. But yeah, like really, that's that's your foot. That's your foot forward in as far as yes, we're gonna bring women into the hobby. First of all, you have women in the hobby. In the hobby. In the hobby aspect of it. They're painting shit, and yes, they're painting GW shit. But they're not like bending over backwards just to paint sisters. If you look at female painters that paint GW, they paint the entire range. They don't care. They're like, that's a demon. That's cool looking. I'll paint that. And if you talk to them, a lot of them are like, yeah, I want to see some sexy demons. I mean, I want to see a succubus out there. I want to see a demonette of Slanesh actually be a demonette of Slanesh and not be this like terrified of women thing that they have now. Like, hey, cover them up. Don't make them look like women. Like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? That's just so creepy to me. It's so creepy to me when you see dudes are like, oh yeah, man, you don't understand my respect for women. I have such respect for women. I'm gonna respect the women, and the dudes, and I've said this many times, but the dudes that be like that in public, and I've been in same conversations with dudes that are like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna do this hot tub thing. These women there. I'm gonna have these fly bitches on, and you're like, wait, didn't you just 3 seconds ago get out there and go, I'm a female representation, and now you're like full on trying to objectify them just as bad as the people you accuse of being, which are, yeah, there's creeps on all sides. It's just, sorry, it's just dudes. But it's, those dudes just come off as super creepy to me. They're just super creepy. Okay. Let's give the stone a little bit more of a naturalistic look. So I'm gonna use like olive colors and that kind of stuff to so it's less of a sci-fi cobblestone look and more of like a natural, almost like he's charging across a Japanese like a Japanese style cobblestone garden or something. Right, so we'll do some. And this I usually do like a regular pattern. Here I don't want to do that. I want to stress that this is, this is just some random cobble. I might even do like 4 different colors on here. But it's creepy, man. It's creepy. It's exactly what I say about the people that bend over backwards to prove to you how not racist they are. Let me tell you something about them dudes, man. Or those people that bend over backwards. They need to scream it on the mountaintops how unracist they are. Let me tell you, those are the most racist people you will ever meet in your life. Okay? Mark my words, white people. White people, if you want to be down on the Crowny Town, if you want to be like, right? If you really wanted to stand for equality of race and all that good shit. First rule is the people screaming the loudest in your face at how not racist they are, those are the fucking Klan members, okay? Those are the racists right there. It's just like, you know, we used to say log cabin Republicans back in the day. All them dudes that when it was the evangelical right, that was like the authoritarian, the moral authoritarians of the day. They would pass like these anti-gay laws, like the same senators and congressmen that would pass the anti-gay laws would be like going to bathhouses and shit. That's what I'm talking about, okay? It's the same thing it was in the 80s that way, but it's the other way in this decade. So don't be trusting people just because look at how tolerant I am. No, you're not tolerant, buddy. You're not. You're a joke and you're a problem. And all you're trying to defeat the hate that's in your own heart by telling other people what to do about it. That's what it is. That's what this modern morality is. It's the same shit that we had to deal with in the 80s. It's just from a different side and people, but that's the good side. No, no, there is no good side. Okay? Get that in your head. There's no good side. The minute you start thinking that people genuinely care about you, you've lost. Sorry, but you have. These are just harsh life lessons that I'm giving you right now, guys. Once you understand just how truly people don't give a shit about you, then you can start taking some realistic attitudes towards the world around you, right? I'm saying this because I love you, man. No, I'm not. See, even I don't give a shit about you. Well, I'm saying this because this is the way it works. And if you understand that, then you'll get along a lot better in life. All right. Anyways, so now I've got to wash all of this down because I don't want that overpowering my pattern. Yeah, that's all it is, man. It's the pendulum swinging to the other side. You got it exactly right. And I just don't understand how we have not learned our lesson there. But we do that every decade, people. We do it every decade. There is a group of people that really think they have the market cornered on moral superiority and can't wait to tell you what to do with your life. They cannot wait. And they will use whatever side works for them, but that's the ultimate goal. And really, what they're trying to do at the end of the day is have this self gratifying feeling like they put some good out in the world. They're the good guys in the movie. That's all they're trying to do. That's all they're trying to do. And once you understand that trash, then then you're just going to be a lot better overall. All right. See how I just kind of stained all of that? So there's the color differences that I painted in are a lot more slight. They're a lot more subtle now. And it does look like he's running across like an older weathered garden, right? Okay. We're going to let that dry for a minute because that usually takes a minute to dry. Look, all I'm saying is, Buff Man, what's up, Congo? Where you been, man? Long time no see. Welcome to the feed. All right, we're gonna call her Tony Stark. Tony with an I. Tony Stark, like Tony Collette. People don't know what I'm talking about. You're talking about old actors. Okay, boomer. Tony Collette is an actress that's still working, people. She just did a horror movie last year. If you don't know who Toni Collette is, well, you need to go watch uh, Muriel's Wedding, this Australian movie, which was kind of her debut thing. It super funny movie. It's very very Australian. My wife makes me watch this a lot of Australian stuff because like some of the movies she watched, like the Australian stuff, is really really funny. Like I think of that, and I think of Strictly Ballroom. You should look at some Strictly Ballroom. That shit is super funny. These damned Australians. He's using Buffman paints. I am using Buffman paints, man. Okay. All right. So Tony, Toni Stark here. I'm painting those colors in white right now because we're gonna use some lighting. Again, we're really selling the Iron Man angle here on her. And did I do that right? So I'm gonna do that. Highlight is way too big, but it's okay. We'll shade that down. But yeah, dude, for an $8 brush, a tip on that bad boy. We doing all right, man. Good product. Good product. Abtelung 502. I mean, it's not quite as nice as the Winsor Newton, but hey, for the money. Oh, hi, Matt. What's up, my main? But for for $8, what do you want, man? It's a pretty good brush. All right, so we're gonna do a little faint highlight on these bits. Been sleeping? Your stream's like 1 a.m. Well, this is a good stream to fall asleep to, cause I'm all calming. I'm like Bob Ross. I never complain on this feed. Fucking GW. I never complain about how dumb I think Star Wars is. None of that. I will never. It's all positivity. It's all positivity on this stream, right? I'm a big believer in if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say. That's fucking garbage. Complain. That's what I say. Be the voice of dissent is what I say. Right? Especially when these fuckers come out and they think that they're more moral or more righteous than you. Fuck them. They got real problems. Watch out for people like that. There's your history lesson for tonight, okay? Just put that in a put it on a poster in your room, where you get like you get the little kitten that sees itself as the lion, or the fucking guy climate like the rock climbing guy, and you're looking for words of wisdom. If you want octave words of wisdom, here's my words of wisdom. 1, no one really gives a fuck about you. You need to know that. Put that in your head, okay? That's rule 1. Life will be better if you understand that ultimately. 2, the minute someone says that they're more moral than you, fuck them in their a-hole immediately. Those people have nothing but bad intentions for you. Okay? They want to tell you how to live your life and all that other crap. That's like immediately suspect those people of being hateful. So if you follow those 2 things, I think you'll be all right. But that's just being real, man. You gotta. Oh, I really like this person, especially like politically, or their celebrities. Oh, this celebrity really loves everybody. No, they don't. Fucking millionaires. You heard Ricky Gervais, right? If ISIS had a streaming service, they should be calling up their agent right now. Like that shit is. Yes, it's a joke, but like that's based in some truth, man. You think these people honestly give a shit about you? You're fucking wrong. Okay? You're wrong. Oh, but I heard him in an interview. They really loved me. No, they don't. They love your money, you stupid. It was so kind. Even everyone's sweetheart, Keanu Reeves, might actually be a decent dude. He might actually be a decent dude, but even he ultimately doesn't give a shit about you. Okay? Because I know you and I kind of love you guys, and even I don't ultimately give a shit about you. Like, bear that in mind. People you're blood related to barely give a shit about you. You need to understand that. And yes, people go out and they support each other, and I'm not saying that that shit doesn't happen. You need to, but you need to be paying attention to the fact that yes, even the people that like put themselves out on a limb and will be there for you, yeah, that's cool and all. But when you start talking about those are people that are invested in your life, those are people that you've made real connections with. Okay, that's one thing. What I'm talking about though is like, your favorite celebrity, my celebrity crush, and I like puppies and she likes puppies too. Like, no, don't restart, you piece of trash. Went out of the bang, no, go there. Well, yeah, he won't get hired. Whatever. Just take a healthy attitude. Take a healthy attitude about people not giving a shit about you. The minute you do that, you'll be good. But yeah, the minute somebody starts talking about how moral they are, and people people that would come up to me and support me just because of the color of my skin, those are people I do not trust at all, man. Like, you don't know me. What if I'm a dick? Pretty much am. Like, why should you? Oh, just in general, I'm gonna be here. Like, no, because if I disagree with you, if I say something that you don't agree with, suddenly you ain't all that protective, is you? That's all I'm saying. So it really isn't about that principle. It's about your principle. Be real. That's all I'm saying. Be real. Be brutally honest. All right. Enough of this high preaching. Okay, so now I need to highlight the red. So the idea is I'm going to highlight all of this stuff up and then tone it all back down. Right? That's how we do this, people. We're going to highlight this with a little bit of scarlet. I do like this. Like, I do like her Tony Starkness. It's pretty cool. We're going to make her look like the Iron Whammons. Putting together those old Corvus Belli metal models, though, whew, whew. The I like what Viv had to say. He's like, you need to be a finger gymnast to put together the old Infinity models. And this is an old Infinity model. So yes, you need to be a finger gymnast. This one wasn't so bad though because the main body is all in one piece. But if you look at that other one I'm working on, let me show you her, the one with the pink hair. That's nuts, dude. Look at this. Look at that. That two-handed sword hold. Oh, trying to get that angle right, and you can see the scabbard isn't even, it's not 100% straight. The pose is so great, but man, that was a pain in the ass to do. They're gonna look great though when they're done. That's all that matters. Oh man, I go like this. There you go. Yeah, we're just gonna get a little more. So this red's gonna look a little more intense. So we go up in the color range. And then when we go back down in the shadows, it should look even more dope, right? Whoa! Calm down with this highlighting though, Octave. Seriously, man. Seriously, man. So we're gonna draw this out to here. So I'm a big um, believer in draw the highlight out higher than you normally go and then shade it down. So once you do that, then the detail should pop, and hopefully you'll be happy with the result. A little scarlet highlight there. Look at that, brah. Look at that, brah. Got some Iron Man working here. Here's another thing I like about painting these types of models as opposed to GW models. Yes, there's detail here, but it's not like you're painting that stupid shoulder pad logo, that Imperial insignia that is, you know, white on a black background, that really your only chance of getting it and keeping the detail intact would be to either paint the whole thing white and then use a weird like blue shade to shade it down. And then from like 3 feet away, it just looks like one block of white. Or you dry brush and overbrush the whole thing and let it catch on the detail. And then from 3 feet away, it looks like you didn't finish painting it. Okay. Okay. So without running pink here, let's I don't want this to run into the pink, but I do want to have good lighting. It's pretty good. Okay. All right. Let's go up one more. Let's go. Do I have an edge highlight on this? I want to use this color, entrail pink, and it's just going to be a couple of line highlights here and there. It's going to be very, very light. Oh, speaking of which, I overdid that by a lot, so let's do scarlet instead of that yellow, right? Because the yellow is like way too strong. Rather just do scarlet, and then I'll highlight. I'll just kind of wet blend that out. Okay. I still think he's dope. All right. So now we're going to use this pink. And we are really just going to go sparingly on this. Just sparingly. This would actually be a pretty cool color scheme for, like, you know, Sisters of Battle, if you were going to do that. If you're going to do them all Tony Stark style. That would be kind of cool. Their armor is just so annoying to me. Here, like, I'm wearing just the steeple part of a church. How do you protect yourself? Well, I found an old Gothic church and I kicked the walls down and then I glued it to my body. And that's what I'm rocking. Yeah. Your bolters won't harm me. All right. Okay, so now we're going to do a deep shade. Okay, um, so we're going to do a lining job on this. It's going to make this model look slightly gray. But if we thin this right and we keep the product moving correctly, it should have a pretty good effect. So I'm going to take some Armor Wash, mix it in with a little bit of airbrush thinner, make a super, super thin wash, which is nearly a liner. And it's just we just want it to settle in very specific spots. Okay, so a little bit of Armor Wash there. And this is what I often use as the beginning stage of what, when I'm painting white, is this will come down as an initial undertone. It's going to sit in all the crevices. It'll call out detail where we want it to. And overall, really just want this stuff to, there we go. So see how it's on the yellow there. It is a little bit gray, but you see how the detail's coming right back in. A little detail on the legs there. Right, so you're getting all that detail back. And then the detail on the boots. Getting all that detail back. And then for the yellow, we're going to warm up some of this yellow. But I really want that liner to kick in and, delineate the parts of the model. And then we do a little bit more playing around with the lighting. I'm actually going to hit this sword. Do a little bit more creative play with the light. There we go. We're going to let that dry down. You don't really want it pooling anywhere. You don't really want it to pool on any parts of this model. Here we go. Okay. Okay. And then so we're going to use this Ethermatic blue. I know Iron Man's eye lights are usually white, but you won't see anything at all up there. So I'm going to use this here. Right, just to give a little hint that there's something going on up there. And a little dot right there. Okay, not bad. So now, it looks like there's sort of a bamboo grass level thing going, and then there's a rock on top of it. So let's do that. Let's paint all the green, the natural parts of the base. We're gonna let that dry. We're gonna let the main body parts dry, and then I might hit them with another highlight. I might. Okay. So we're going to do a little plague bearer flesh here. And this is going to give us the main sort of bamboo undertone, and then we're going to shade this down. It's such a, these contrast paints really are nice. Like they're nice. They're a good starting point for a lot of colors and a lot of effects. You can see I already got a pretty good looking bamboo color out of this. Okay. We're getting some grassy area there. Okay. Pretty good. Okay. Let's give that a minute to dry. While that's going, I might as well see if there's anything else I need to do here. Let's mix a little bit of the pink and the scarlet. And let's mix a little bit of, not white, but I'm going to use this, ice yellow. And it's going to give me a pinkish, very light pinkish color. The Iron Man girl reminds me of the Sucker Punch. Yeah, she does. Yeah. I remember how much people really liked that movie when it came out. And now it didn't age well. People hate that movie now. I don't know. Aesthetically, it was a really cool movie, I thought. Okay. Oh, the blade there is the blade edge is a little too strong. So be careful when you're doing this kind of stuff. It's okay though. I like that I've got a little bit of light there that I'm playing with. It's not bad. Okay. And in fact, let's go ahead and take this down a little bit with some Flesh Terrors red. So we're gonna use this as a shade. We'll slowly just blend that out a little bit, right? Still want my blades to look super, super red. But I want a little bit of gradient. It's very minor gradient to them. There we go. Okay, liking that. There. Here we go. Right? I don't like the freehand on this model, but still pretty cool. Where is the black? The black. It's usually right there. Can I move it? Row. That's not a good sign. Put that anywhere. Did I? There it is. See it. Okay. These are the fun. This is the fun end of this commission. The rest of it is just sort of copy. copy the other color schemes, which makes me sad. I don't want to copy other color schemes. I want to do cool color schemes like this that are just bold and out there, right? It's for D&D. Why do I need to copy Infinity box art? This guy was going to be one of my Aristea Musashi, but it's okay. He's going to go to this client with this cool color scheme. Okay, let that dry, and then let's work on her base. Do I want to do? I think I'm pretty good with this. Maybe we do a line highlight of Scarlet. Just a little line highlight. Get some of this red back. Play with the light a little bit. There we go. So you can see some of that color coming back. It's what we want, but I don't want it to overpower the model. So I'm just doing it in specific spots, right? Where the light is going to be the most intense. Right there. Right, because she's putting that knee forward. I'll have a little bit of light here on the kneecap. Show off some of that detail. Have a little bit there, here, there, here. There we go. Okay, not bad. Okay, and then let's bring a little bit of color back into the yellow. This is a little bit of the harder part, because I'm going to add kind of a deeper yellow. Sometimes I would do like a yellow ink instead. This should be okay. This is already pretty thin. And I'm going to use this to kind of warm up the yellow parts of the model. Right? Again, really, really subtle. Just trying to avoid that gray yellow look. I want the yellow to be yellow. Right? You want it to pop a little bit. And that's way too much highlighting on this cup. So we'll also, let's put that back to yellow. There we go. This is also yellow. There. And then here, top part of the thigh, also yellow. So this yellow is super thin, and we're kind of taking advantage of that by treating it more like a glaze than a regular highlight. We're just going to take advantage of that. Let it really kind of warm up those bits of the model. Okay, it's pretty good. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. There you go. All right. So now we're going to take this warp lightning, and this is actually going to be a shade for all the bamboo and the grass, right? So we're going to use that here, and it's going to be kind of like the shadow of all this stuff, and you can put some water on the brush and just kind of blend it out a little bit more. Right, so now you can see, really do want it to behave more like a wash in this case. So we'll have it there. Have it there. We can have it, a little bit of it on the bamboo, not too much, just to convince us that, hey, that's a piece of bamboo. That's all we're trying to do. Okay. A little bit there. Okay. Then we're also going to blend it in with some of the other parts of this base. There we go. And we'll do this. So I don't want the base to be all uniform in color, but I do want these, like, I want like the healthy greens as part of this base. Right. So this little rock she's on, standing on a fairly healthy field. And I'm just going to use some water to kind of blend one contrast paint into the next contrast paint. And there you have it. Right? Real simple stuff. And then let's do some basilicanum gray on the rock itself. This you may actually let the paints kind of pool in some areas, which is not normally good advice, but we will. But we do want to get, you know, some a little more depth on the the nearly perfectly square rock that she's standing on. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm liking that. It's not bad. Not as it's got weird pock marks instead of true texture, but we'll let that dry. Pretty stoked on these. Let's go ahead and paint the black rim. I think the center, I think I'm going to go, instead of that etheric blue, I think think I'm actually going to go hit it with like an actual blue. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Let's get this black area down. These are some, I love these creative color schemes. They're really nice. I wish the rest of the commission was creative color schemes like this. That's pretty nice. See that? All right. Yeah, let's do some actual blue up in this business. So we're going to do some Talisar blue. Just in the eye sockets and in the little chest, the center chest piece there. And that'll help draw a little bit more attention up to those bits. And then right here. I like that quite a bit. We're gonna give that, I'm gonna give the center bit just a little bit of a white dot. And then, yeah, we're good to go, man. Give that a white dot right there. Okay, cool. Cool. Like her quite a bit. Oh, you know what else I need to do? With the white. So I'm going to edge highlight this. Right. Want that edge to be fairly prominent. Whoops. Screwed up a little bit there. Happy accidents, as Bob Ross would say. There we go. So now we got a little bit of good like lighting effect going on this. There we go. Okay, cool. Like it quite a bit. Definitely looks like Iron Man to me. I don't know, what do you guys think? Hopefully that looks like Iron Man to you. Or it's an Iron Man scheme. Looks very Iron Man-y to me. Oh, and then this guy here is just dope. You know what? He reminds me of Samurai Jack. He's just Samurai Jack scheme. Like that quite a bit. All right. So we're going to call it early because I got a lot of work to do tomorrow. We are going to continue on the next 3 models. So this guy again. And this model, this very cool model. Oops. And then finally, like more of like the standard Musashi. What model? Hey, ein int. I'm not sure what model. Okay, I'll just go through the models. These are the Musashi Aristea costumes from Corvus. They're all Corvus Belli models. So it's a 2-pack that comes with these 2 models. This is an Oyori pilot. And then I just painted to look like Iron Man. And then you got this model here, which is, I forget the name of this particular model. Let me see if I can find it. Had it here on the desk. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's an Infinity model though. Look up Yu Jing. To Yu Jing Japanese sectorial, but I don't know the name of that particular model. Anyways,